Hello there, and welcome to this this video. My name's Dan. I like talking about Warhammer, the old world. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the meta and where we're up to. It's very much the same as last week because we only had one qualifying result. Just to remind you, so at the moment I'm looking at 3 game events between 1750 to 2,500 points. And at least 10 people competed. So that's what I'm looking at. And sadly, that's there weren't that many. There were some quite interesting events over the weekend, though. Just sadly, none of them. Well, only one that ended up qualifying, which was a bit of a shame, really. But never mind. Where are we? We're March. So let's do last weekend. In fact, I'll cover next weekend as well, and then we can have a look at them. And we want Warhammer the Old World, and we need to put any location, and then boom, and then it will show them to us. So the event that we had at the weekend was March Gigabytes Cafe Tournament. This one here. This one was like 1,000 pointer. This one was quite interesting. I very nearly put this in because it's a 26-person event in Russia. However, there's I think it was only like a 1,500 point tournament, which is a bit small. And also, like, some of the results are a bit weird. Like, I'm not sure how they... And this is the main reason why I decided not to put this one in. Because, like, you've got players here getting, like... I don't know. Some of the results are like... This person's got, like, 2 losses and a win. I thought there was somewhere that people had won... Yeah, so here we got 2... Yeah, I'm not sure about... No, it wasn't this one at all. So I'm waffling and talking nonsense. No, it wasn't this event that I thought was the ordering was weird. Yeah, 111 gets better than the 201. I mean, I guess they've added up the points, and this is essentially based on how many points you got different to your opponent. But like, to me, because this wood elf person has tabled somebody here and then got a close result and a fairly narrow win, they end up ahead of this person who's got like I can't read Cyrillic, who's got 2 wins. One was pretty confident, one was a fairly narrow win, but then he got absolutely smashed. So because this person got absolutely smashed, they end up going behind the wood elf, and the same here. So that doesn't 2 wins should beat, so yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, Britannia list came top, Wood Elf list came second. So let's have a look at the Wood Elf list and let's have a look at the Britannia list. Just quickly, we'll just have a quick look at some of these results before we go and have a look at the others. This was Gothic Games Canterbury. Nobody won all 4 games, maybe. This is highlighted in red here, this first game. 1850 looks like a winning result, if you ask me. So that was so their first game. I think the top one is the first one. Oh no, do I need to click on the... Oh great, you have to. So it's Alejandro Garcia Ferrandis. Yeah, so round 1 was it? I'm pretty certain he probably won that. Loss. Whoa! Look at that. Like, wow, that is incredible. That is wow. I would love to have watched that game. Oh my god! Battle points destroyed. So Alejandro destroyed 620, but managed to get another 1,230 battle points. That sounds odd. I'd love to know what happened there and how that was worked out, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure. Gothic, maybe there's some secondary events or anything. So if anybody knows Dan Rattigan, tell him to ping us an email. That'd be great. It's a 1500 point casual game, so that's quite interesting. So let's have a look at the high elf list that won it and the Bretonia list that got second. So let's not look at that one because I accidentally clicked X. Okay, so this was the one that won the Border War. Baron, Hippogriff, Virtue of the Penitent is interesting, and Ogre Weapon. And then he's got a Paladin, Virtue of Confidence, and the Morning Star au Fracas. Yeah, I mean, he's gone for the combat guy rather than the others. Pegasus Knights, Questing Knights, and he seems to have typed it out twice. So Unity Questing Knights, yeah, that's an okay Bretonia list. And that won. And then the Wood Elves, you got a Shadow Dancer with the Spear of Lurk, Treeman Ancient, obviously. Again, I think Treeman Ancient is probably the answer for Wood Elves. You just need one. Scouts, Eternal Guard, 2 small units of Glade Guard, Sisters. Yeah, to do. These have Hagbane tips, obviously. Yep. So, Plague of Rust, Hagbane tips. I think you're going to see that. That's going to be a pretty common combo. Yeah, that's an okay list. That's pretty good. Cool. So the high elf list that won the 1500, Gothic Games, Archmage level 4, Ruby Ring of Ruin, going full aggro basically, and then you got a Noble on a Griffin with, yeah, that's pretty Battle Standard Bearer on a Griffin. Quite an expensive flying mount for a Battle Standard Bearer, to be honest, but you know, whatever. Illyrian Reavers, which again I think they're rubbish, considering how expensive they are. 90 points for essentially a cheap screen and charge redirector is quite a lot. 3 Elven Archers. Oh, okay, so it's units of 5 Elven Archers and he's got 3 of them, so that's 3 times 5. Okay. 3 MSU Archers, some Silver Helms. They're okay, they're alright. He's got 5 Dragon Princes, some Sword Masters, and a Chariot. I mean, that's okay. This is interesting actually, because these lists, there's nothing in them that looks tremendously broken or overpowered or anything, and yet they're still getting good results. That's pretty comforting actually that's happening. And then let's have a look at the Lizardman list. They can be a bit broken. Yeah. So here's a Lizardman list. You got an Old Blood, Scarvet, Carnosaur. I love the Carnosaur. Fantastic model. Some Skinks, some Saurus, some Temple Guards, some Croxagors, an Ancient Stegodon with just an Ancient Stegodon with a great bow. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And then we've got sounded a bit pervy, didn't it? I like that. Then we've got Bretonia, Duke, Royal Pegasus, Gromwell Greathound, Gauntlet the Jewel is gone for. That's quite cool. So that means that you can't refuse a challenge that he's issued, and it's quite a cheap artifact, so this is quite good. Virtue of Knightly Temper is awesome. It's expensive but very good. It's like, what is it? Is it re-roll hits and wounds, or like plus D3 attacks and weapon skill, or something like that? It does a lot. It's very good. I still think Virtue, I think it's Heroism is the one that gives you Killing Blow and Monster Slayer. I think that's amazing. And he's got, Gauntlet of the Jewel must be extremely common. Or his list is wrong. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's got a Paladin, also on a Pegasus. Somebody pointed out on my Bretonia video that the men-at-arms don't benefit from the General's leadership or Battle Standard Bearer because they're levies. And I've read it, and they're absolutely right. So, yeah. To which I said, it makes the case for Grail Pilgrims. And he goes, nah, they're rubbish too. Which I thought was funny. But Pegasus Knights, Grail Knights, again, nothing stands out as being weird. Like, there's nothing weird there. That's just what you'd pick if you had those models. That's probably what you'd go for. There's a cheap unit of men-at-arms to take that slot. And then he's gone Knight Heavy. So, he's gone quite quick. We've got the Tomb Kings. You got High Priest on a dragon. I think that's a bit of a waste, because dragons you want in combat, High Priest you don't. So wizards on dragons, it does make your wizard a bit more survivable, but like it also detracts from both of them have to compromise on what they're going to do. He's got the Hieratic Jar. That's pretty cool. Hieratic Jar means you can resurrect models twice, I think, in the strategy phase. But yeah, all that looks good. It's got a Battle Standard Bearer. It's got a Tomb Prince. Tomb Prince. Now, aren't you only allowed one High Priest and one Tomb Prince? I think they're like 1 per 1,000, or maybe they're 1 per 1,000 each. Not, you know, you can have Tomb Prince or High Priest 1 per 1,000. I can't remember exactly, but I think that's the where's Evils? We'll just have a quick look. Evils, Tomb King, Grand Army composition. Oh no, it's 1 plus. Totally wrong. Tomb Prince. It is a Tomb King. Tomb Prince. Okay, Tomb Prince is fine. It's the little one. Shut up, Dan. Ushabti with great bows. Good pick. Love them. 2 Tomb Scorpions. I think Tomb Scorpions are way better than people think, because they've got Killing Blow and Monster Slayer and the Toughness 5, and they got 6 at regen. You know, they're pretty good. I think 2 Tomb Scorpions is better than an Necrosphinx, but he's got all of that, so that's gonna do the work, and everything else is just gonna essentially not die. Apart from the Ushabti, that'll be quite useful. So yeah, that's and I love the team name, Shed Hammer. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Shed as well. So March Gigabytes we're going to come back to. War of the Border Princes. What else happened that was quite interesting? Oh yeah, the doubles tournament. Now, I can't work out how to read this. Was there any other big events that were smaller? Long beer. So you've got a 1250 pointer here. So we'll just have a quick look at some of the smaller lists, because, you know, everybody's got tournaments or they're playing games locally. It's always useful to know, like, what successful lists are doing at all points values, I think, even though they're not going into my data, because you've got to have a bit of consistency, really. Orc and Goblin Trides. So these are the 1250s. So Night Goblin, Orc War Boss, Night Goblin Mob, 2 Fanatics. You can probably afford more than that, to be honest. Then you got an Orc Mob. Big Uns. Big Uns are better. I think Big Uns basically makes them Strength 4 and Toughness 4. So they're pretty good. Orc Boar Boys. I think the rules for these are amazing. I think they're fantastic. Like, I'd love there to be like an Orc Boar Boy sort of mass charge thing. But then again, I want goblins, so I don't know. Again, I'm stuck on what I'm going to get for my greenskins when I bother getting them. Giants, really solid pick. A giant. Mangler Squigs, again, I still think there's something wrong with them, but, you know, maybe it's just that there is something completely wrong with them. But you got Lizardman, Slime Mage Priest. That's his only character, so not a hero hammer list. So Slime Mage Priest, Saurus Skinks, Bastillodon, Chameleon Skinks, and the Engine of the Gods. That's not bad. That's a nice little 1250. That should be pretty competitive, actually. And yeah, he got second. Of course he did. The Orc one got top, though. So smaller games, Orcs seem to be doing better. Then we got this one. There's a 1250 Bretonians. It got this was the other 3-0. So he's put the stats down. That's nice of him. So he's got a Duke, hand weapon, blah 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 blah. Royal Pegasus, Gromwell Great Helm. That's +1 to your armor save, so he'll be on a 2-up save, and also reroll 1s to save or something like that. Virtue of the Joust is pretty good, but he hasn't got a lance. I thought that only affected the lance, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that's nice. And then he's got the free Battle Standard Bearer, of course. Not entirely free, but you don't have to pay 25 points for the Battle Standard Bearer upgrade. Then you got a level 4 Wizard, a Prophetess, and a Duke. That's hold on a sec. I will just get the I I suppose that's probably okay because they're probably separate again, like in I can't find the good guys. There they are. Kingdom of Bretonia, Grand Army composition, Baron all prophetess per 1,000 points, and then a Duke. Yeah, so Paladins are unlimited. So that list is perfectly fine. Cool. He's got some Knights Errant. He's got Mounted Knights of the Realm. I wonder if he's taken an Errantry Crusade. Oh, he has. He's taken an Errantry Crusade. There we go. So he's got Mounted Knights of the Realm. He's got some more Knights Errant. Yeah. And he's got some Grail Knights. So that'll be a good list. That'll be quite fun to play with. Just loads. It's just all cavalry. And then we've got this Vampire Count list with level 2 Necromancer, a Vampire Count. So that's the top one. With on a dragon, so he's got 625 points obviously to spend on characters. He nearly went with all that. He's gone for the Bedazzling Helm, so he'll be on E4/3, 2 plus save, with a 5 at ward and -1 to hit in combat. So he's going to be a pretty nasty to deal with. Did anybody manage to beat him? Oh, he did. He lost one. That was the second round. It was Ryan Boaz. Ryan Boaz, where are you? Ryan Boaz. Here we go. So James Silver, Orc and Goblins. Was that the chap who won it overall? It was. So the only person he lost to was the person who won the whole tournament. So good. Well done, James. Well done, Ross. Well done, Stuart. Well done, everybody, for turning up. But well done those in particular for doing particularly well. And then we've got this doubles tournament, which I can't figure out how to get to the... Because it's not very good at like helping you to understand where the lists are. The Brian, the Lich, and the Treelope. Oh, that's brilliant. But that's an alliance of Khemri and Wood Elves. Oh, that's horrendous. Because they just take ages to die, and they'll just... Oh my god. That's the ultimate troll list, I think. But yeah, interesting to see some doubles going off. They got players placings as well. So I don't... Wade and Shane, are they the Beastie Boys? Wade and... No. So are these not even... They are ranked. I don't know how. I don't get it. It's a pity though, because doubles are always quite interesting in terms of results. But okay, so let's have a look at the only tournament that I'm actually including in the data this time round. March Gigabytes. So as usual, we'll look at the top 3, and I think actually it'd be useful to take a sneaky peek at the ones at the bottom. Skaven seems to be really struggling at the moment. Jamie only got one game, and Thomas. Skaven again. Both Skaven players lost all 3 games. That doesn't bode well. Paper copy. Great. So this is the Skaven that didn't do, but lost all 3. So he's got a Gracier, Screaming Bell, he's got a Rat Ogre Crew, he's got the Warpstone tokens, he's got level 4, Law Familiar so he can pick spells, Elementalism presumably for Plague of Rust, full out more aggro with the Ruby Ring of Ruin, a Chieftain with a Banner, a Verminous Scurrying, which I forget what that does, and then a Warlock Engineer for another little... He's not upgraded him to be a Wizard. Then he's got 2 units of 20 Clan Rats, 3 Giant Rats, some Storm Vermin, Doomwheel, Hellbit. Doomwheels, I think, are tremendously unreliable, and they blow themselves up so frequently, I just wouldn't bother with them, to be honest. The Hellpit Abomination, that's pretty cool. That should be fairly effective, because it's pretty tough. It's got lots of wounds. It doesn't have a lot of armour, though, so it can get burnt down fairly quickly. And in general, that's the problem with Skaven. They're really flaky. They're easy to kill, and then as soon as you start killing them, they just run away. So I've written loads of lists with Skaven, and I'm really finding it difficult to write a good one. Aside from just having lots and lots of weapons and loads of weapon teams. So he's got weapon teams. So he's got 2 weapon teams. Yeah, here. He's not said which ones he's got, so I'd be interested to see which ones are more effective. I instinctively go Rattling Gun because that was my preferred from like 6th edition. And I won quite a lot of games with my Skaven. I won a tournament with them as well. So like, not a very big one, but still. I'm really concerned at how good Skaven, or not how good, how not good Skaven are in this edition. They need something, and it's not a massive points reduction. I think the perfect Skaven list is yet to be found, to be honest. But yeah, I think the lack of Vermin Lords is a bit of an issue as well. I quite like them. I mean, I didn't use them last time round, but paper lists using elementalism. Right. Okay, Chris Smith. Then Elliot came second, didn't he? Did Elliot come second? Yeah, Elliot came second with Warriors of Chaos. He's got a Lord on a Dragon, Ogre Blade, Favour of the Gods, extra attack. Great. Mark of Nurgle, fantastic. So you're re-rolling 6s to hit. It's got a bit of extra. I mean, you don't really need the Ogre Blade because like his normal hand weapon's AP 1 anyway. I'd have gone for something else other than that. If you're giving him an extra attack, like, yeah, Ogre Blade is quite expensive for what it does. I think with Chaos, you've just got to bear in mind that a standard hand weapon is already magical attacks and already AP 1. So if you're going to upgrade from that, you need it to be a proper upgrade. And the problem is, like, the standard magic items from like the rule book are calibrated to people who don't have that weapon profile as a baseline. So Chaos in particular, the normal magic weapons from the rule book, you probably don't bother with them. And in fact, the magic weapons in their rule book aren't that good. They don't seem to have taken into consideration how good they've made a bog standard Chaos hand weapon. Anyway, Sorcerer Lord is, yeah. I mean, yeah, Mark of Slaanesh is a bit weird. I prefer to go Tzeentch because the Tzeentch magic missile is fantastic. Then we've got 4 Chaos Knights. So he's gone for 3 units of 4 Chaos Knights. Has he gone full command with all of those? I mean, I'm not sure about full command because these are just going to die. So you're just giving away 150 victory points by putting standards in them. Personally, I won't bother with standards, but, whatever. And he's got 3 units of 3 Dragon Ogres. Now, what I've seen, which is really common, is just one single Dragon Ogre. Dragon Ogres are really good, but that's 600 points of Dragon Ogres. That's a lot of Dragon Ogres. But then again, he has got a dragon, so, So he's got this dragon, he's got the Dragon Ogres that are a bit of a pain. They've got like Armoured Hide 1 or 2 or something, so they end up, with quite a good armour save. And he's got the Marauder Horseman, he's got like 4 little bullets. Actually, I quite like this list. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting little synergies here. Yeah, quite like it. Personally, I'd get rid of the banners, but, because you're not really going to be winning combats on combat res. This is a list that goes in to kill stuff. You're not one. Yeah. Anyway, who did he manage to lose against? I lost against Elliot Grenier, Jamie Petrizzo, who played Orc and Goblins. And he got less points than him. Fewer points than him, sorry. I've got a paper copy. I don't know what happened there. Round 2. We want round 2. Jamie Petrizzo. Jamie Petrizzo. Oh! Brothers, sorry. As he... Slightly better. Elise Ducat. I told you she'd be good. I told you you'd start to see her. Called it. Yeah, she's really good, like defensively for like defensive magic, but basically because she's a level 3, so she can cast spells. She's not useless. However, she's got this really cool ability that when she rolls to dispel, if she rolls a double, it's automatically dispelled. It's like dispelled with like irresistible force, basically. So you've got like a 1 in 6 chance of that going off, right? So she's just great. And I think she gets +1 to dispels as well. So she's level 4 when she's dispelled. So she's a really good. And if you like point up all of the cool abilities that she has, and you think I think all the cool abilities on top of a level 3 enchantress and on a unicorn is. It's only costing you like 80 or 90 points for all the other cool stuff, and all the other cool stuff you would definitely pay way more than that points-wise for. So she's great value for money. Anyway, you've got Royal Pegasus, Bedazzling Helm, Gauntlet of the Jewel, Virtue of Heroism. Absolutely stellar. Yeah, brilliant. Really like that. And he's got some Knights Errant, Pegasus, Grail Knights. So presumably this is like a crusade-y sort of. No, it can't. Knights. Oh no, it can't. Oh, no, because it can't be. What list is that legal? Because I thought you had to have. So you've got to have 1 unit of men at arms or peasant bowmen in a standard Bretonnia list. And what about? I've just opened Chaos Dwarves. Sorry, I'm just trying to open a file and failing miserably because my fingers are not helping. Right, so then we've got. Right, so I'll just show you. So we've got. Go away. So we've got, as you can see here, we need men at arms and Knights of the Realm on foot or mounted Knights of the Realm for that one. And Errantry Crusade, you've got to have 1 unit of Knights Errant. Oh no, so it could be an Errantry Crusade. And Exiles, you've got to have 1 unit of Yeoman Guard. So Errantry Crusade, okay, 1 unit per 1,000. So it's got to have 2 units. So it's got to be an Errantry Crusade. Okay. And then 9 Grail Knights with full command and the Crusader's Tapestry, which does. What does that do? Crusader's Tapestry is here. Yeah, because this is only. It must be Errantry Crusade. Yeah. Gains Frenzy. Oh god, that's sick. That is oof. And he's got loads of Knights Errant to get. That is that is gonna slap hard. Like, Paladin goes in there. Well, he may have given the Paladin the Grail Virtue, but anyway, Grail Vow. Sorry, but anyway, that's horrible. But so he's built the list around that. I think this real punchy, because Grail Knights slap hard anyway. Like, give them an extra attack. Very good, Jamie. Absolutely excellent. And thanks for putting your list on online, John. So why was I even looking at that? I don't. Because Jamie beat the. Oh, okay. So he beat. Yeah, that would quite easily beat the Chaos Warrior list. Yeah, because presumably, like, so he's got this Lord with the Virtue of Heroism. He needs to roll 1/6 to wound on all of his attacks. He's got loads in order to just insta kill this Chaos Lord. So 600 points just disappears. So that goes. All the knights can quite happily deal with these, and the Dragon Ogres, Grail Knights can just scythe through them anyway. So, yeah. That's what happened there, probably. Oh, and Casey, Cronin, with his Orc and Goblins, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Well, I have no idea what he's got in his list then. But well done, KC, for taking the result. It's very good, very, very good. Winning any tournament is, like I've said on plentiful occasions before, absolutely no mean feat. Cool. So again, the data is more or less the same. I haven't really done much with it. Just to explain, we've got I'm calculating points as well as like win percentages. This is how different they are. So when this gets to below 5%, that means that this and this are sufficiently different that we can say they're two different stats. But basically, incorporating draws into wins makes no difference overall to the data. The results are not no difference, but not very much of a difference. So in terms of like the top teams, as it were, if we sort by win percentage, we've still got, again, there's not a lot of players here. There's 287 tournament attendees at the moment, which is nowhere near enough for this data to be particularly accurate, but it's what we've got at the moment. In any case, this is a Z test, so we want essentially 0.999 is like or 0.99 is like, these are statistically different to the rest of the results. So top bracket, I mean, you could go 95%, but you might as well go 99. I think it doesn't really matter. That's a stats debate for another day. But yeah, these are the top factions at the moment. You got Bretonians, who, to be honest, I just think look super reliable. Like about a 50% win rate. The standard deviation, essentially, this plus or minus this gives you what a normal result is. So a normal result, if you're a Bretonian, is getting winning somewhere between 28% and 78% of your games. So at a 3-game tournament, that's basically 2 wins. 1 to 2 wins is what you should be getting if you're a normal Bretonia player at a 3-game tournament. Lizardmen at the moment, because these numbers are higher, 92% to 44%. So if you're a normal Lizardman player, you should be winning at least half your matches, or all of them. So up to all of them. So at a 3-game tournament, again, that's like 2 to 3 wins is what Lizardmen are getting at the moment. There's a chap called Robbie, who I've been corresponding with by email, who is partially to blame for this, because he's managed to rack up 2 3-game wins with Lizardmen. So again, this is why a small number of players makes the data a bit unhelpful. So we're not quite there yet in terms of having enough results. But yeah, we've got, so these are the top guys. Again, I think Wood Kingdom of Bretonia are just a bit more reliable. And in terms of the bottom guys, you want this to be less than about 1%. You got Orcs and Goblins, who, despite the fact that they keep winning tournaments, overall they're pretty poor results wise, so that's quite interesting. So there's a lot of people playing Orcs and Goblins that are doing really badly and like losing all their games, and then there's some people who like seem to win tournaments with them and they're bringing the results up. So that's a bit concerning, but their book's out next, so maybe that'll sort itself out. You look here at Tomb Kings and Bretonia, and these are the factions with like full releases, and they're doing quite well. I say full releases, quite a lot of the models aren't available yet. I would have a Khemri army, except I can't buy anything that I want, so hey ho. And then at the bottom, Skaven. Now again, it's normal at the moment, statistically, for Skaven to get between -5% and 65% of their wins. That's concerning. Like, obviously you can't get -5% wins. Doesn't happen in reality. So the stats saying that that's a normal result for them, that's not good. Ogres, again, it's normal to lose all your games. So on Ogres, I've got a tournament this weekend over at gosh, is it Mansfield? I think it's Mansfield. Anyway, somebody's dropped out of Dan Buchanan's tournament, so he said to me, do you want a ticket? So I said yeah. So I've ordered some bases, and I'm hoping that I can get my Ogres out, rebased and sorted to take them down. It's a 1750. So I've got this stuff from not that one. This stuff from Geek Gaming Scenics, Mountain Pass, which is quite good. And I've got some Tufty Tufts to go on that. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, probably, when all the bases arrive. And then swearing because I've forgotten to buy one, almost certainly. And then having to make something out of cardboard or something. Which is, pretty standard. But anyway, so what the stats are saying at the moment is Orc and Goblin, Vampire Counts, Empire of Man and Ogre Kingdoms and Skaven. These guys are struggling a bit in the results, and the results start to get a bit more accurate once you start to see about 30 results here. So your margin, your error term starts to come down quite significantly once you get to over 30 results, and it makes the parametric tests like standard deviation and like Z tests and all the rest makes that a bit more accurate. But realistically, until all of these are over 30, this isn't really much value yet. But what this does, the Z test, it allows you to like split stuff up into populations where they are significantly different. Like there is a clean break. So there is a clean break in the data between 53 and 55 and 41 and 39. But between 41 and 50, these are more or less getting the same results because they're kind of globbing in the middle, as it were. So these and these are the real outliers. This is like the pack, as it were. And High Elves not doing as well as I think a lot of people expected. So that's good. Well, it's not good if you're a High Elf player. But like I said about High Elves loads, I just think the High Elves, you really need to like use everything to its maximum potential, and then you're gonna be all right. Okay, so what have we got coming up this weekend? So we'll be March the not 9th. These have all gone. These have all gone. These have all gone. Oh. That might be another result I need to put on, actually. That event ended 10 players. Okay, well, I'll do that afterwards. And the first Badger Brawl. Why didn't I put that on? Oh, I can't remember. It's something to do with points. No, I think it's something to do with points. Right, so Rob Symes has got his tournament this weekend. 3 rounds, Old World Beginners Bootcamp. Good old Rob. He's the honest wargamer. The new Old World, Dan Buchanan. That's the one I'm going to. Old World Grudges. Addis Ababa. Ooh, he's looking for 104 rounds. That's interesting. And let's have a look at Rob's. So, oh, great. And now my internet decides it's the perfect time to be rubbish. Fantastic. So yeah, anyway, so there seems to be quite a lot going on this weekend, so that's good. There should be a bit more data. I'm concerned, actually, I've missed one of them, actually, because I vaguely remember seeing one, and it wasn't finished yet, because it was in the States, and it was like only 3 o'clock in the afternoon there. I don't know, I might have missed a tournament. Apologies if I have. Right, let's have a look. Oh, for God's sakes. Old World Grudges. So this is Ben Morrison. Is it just about to rain or something? Every time it rains, my house, the internet goes rubbish because we're not entirely sure. I think it is raining. I think that's the problem. Right, okay, so placings. Okay, Old World Grudges seems to not be... Okay, there's 5 players, so we probably won't be looking at that. New Old World, I'm in this one. I'm not sure whether we've got the rosters up yet. Oh, have we got lists? Have we got lists? We probably have if my internet was working. Old World Beginners Bootcamp, Rob Signs. apparently only 2 people going. Okay, not sure what's going on there. We've got this tournament, which is in Italy. Torneo Warhammer, the Old World Taverna del Gargol. I can't do that. Gargoli. I hate living at the end of the internet sometimes. It's so annoying. And then we've got this event in the States, which appears to have sold 13. I'd love it if they got 100 results. I mean, it's a pain in the arse to upload onto a spreadsheet, but, you know, whatever. And then we've got this tournament in Ontario, Canada. There's a lot going off in Ontario, Canada. They really like their old world in Ontario, Canada. And we've got another one in Canada. Canada seems to be like the centre of old world at the moment. It's really weird. Well, not weird, I suppose. It's really interesting. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's not showing me the bloody list. Absolute pain in the arse bloody thing. It's not even loading my list. Like, I want to swear. Right, okay. So we've got all these tournaments going off. It's a really interesting set of tournaments going off this weekend. No 5 gamers though. They're all sort of 2 or 3 rounds, which is, you know, okay. But yeah, I'll be able to report back from my first tournament, and I'm taking ogres. I've decided I'm taking ogres. Given that they're the bottom of the meta, that's a very me thing to do. I tend to do that. Like, I've got chaos, I could take them, but no, I want to have a go with ogres. This is my list. So I've got a Slaughtermaster who's a level 4 wizard, has elementalism. Hopefully I'm going to roll that Plague of Rust. I wanted to take the Law Familiar, but I couldn't fit it in the points. Then I've got a Bruiser on a Stonehorn, so that'll be cool. With Gutmaw. Gutmaw is a 45 point artifact. Every time it causes a wound in a challenge, it heals a wound. So that's going to stick around all game probably. Bruiser on foot. 2 little units of Ogre Bulls, because that's the only models I've got in core. 4 more on Fan Cav, and a Thunder Tusk. Mainly, so yeah, that's all going to get rebased hopefully tomorrow when my bases arrive. I think I know what my problem's going to be, because I'm not sure I've got the right size base for the Slaughtermaster, but whatever, I can sort something out. Okay. In fact, I could probably just glue 2 cover. Anyway, you don't want to hear that. This is a meta show, not a Dan's modelling problems show. Okay, so that's the meta as it is. So it's more or less the same as it was last week. Oh, and the other cool thing I can do is the other cool thing I can do is you can add on a pivot table, you can add a timeline, because I've got dates. So what we can do is we can, in future, we can just look at like data. So that's the data from February, for instance. This is the data from March. Well, there were a few in January, but, you know, breaks the data. So February, that's your February results. That's your March results. So you can start to sort of break this down by month and start to see, you know, what happens like the first quarter of this year we can do. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Let's get rid of that though. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Excel that's pretty useful. So yeah, anyway, all that to come. All that to interesting stats and Dan nerding out over numbers, which happens relatively frequently. But anyway, if you're still watching, I hope that I've done enough to earn a sub from you. And if you've liked the video, there's definitely a button for that. Depress both would be nice. I've got like nearly 250 subscribers. I just find it. I still find it weird that people quite like listening to me waffle on about Warhammer. But okay, people seem to. And if I can bring people a tiny amount of joy. Joy is a bit too far, really, isn't it? But if I can bring people a tiny amount of accompaniment whilst they grind through, 8 million Skaven slaves, then, I'm glad I can. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you around. Toodaloo.